You know, one of the most profound lyrics in that song is, "It's just a state of mind." When you really contemplate that idea, it is just a state of mind. It really goes to the very essence of everything that we teach. So let's break it down. I asked this question last week, and I'm going to ask it again today. I'm going to ask it just about every day that I see you. And is, do you know that there is an infinite power and wisdom within you? And this power is able to accomplish and overcome anything. And that this power responds to the nature of your thought. That's everything. That is everything that you ever need to know about anything. There is an infinite power and presence and wisdom. It exists in all things. It is everywhere present. It has always been and always will be. It is the essence of every prayer that we speak. It's acknowledging there is what but one life, one love, one joy, one peace, one wisdom, burning and radiating as everything. If it is burning and radiating as everything, then we are it. We are it in expression. You see, it creates out of itself. It creates out of itself. Why? Because there's nothing other to create from. You see, if there is an infinite power and presence, there is nothing but it. So when it creates, it's creating out of itself. It's simply taking itself and reshifting and shaping itself into different forms so that it can experience itself. And you are that. You are the unique individualization of the one where the one came in to be you. Isn't that cool? Can you imagine what an affirmation that is for you in your life? There's God, and God said, hey, I think I'll be Charlie. Hey, I think I'll be Mary. Hey, I think I'll be Louie. Hey, I think I'll be so-and-so. God doesn't care. God wanted to be everything. Everything. And so when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't look at the flaws that you might see. You look at the perfection that you are. And you see, so we understand there's just one infinite divine beingness, one intelligence everywhere present. And this power can do anything. Anything. It can create a cell so small that cannot be seen. And yet it can put 100 trillion plus of them together and form a human body where all the cells interact. And how do those cells interact in our bodies? According to what? The nature of our thoughts. So if our thoughts are naturally have a disposition toward health and vitality and happiness, then the power within us takes all of these cells and puts them in this place. But if we find that we become disconnected from our source, we become disconnected from the awareness of where we are, our cells go into a state of dis-ease. And so the power that is within us can take any form of disease and it can shift it back. Why? It's all powerful. There's nothing that can stop it. The only thing that can stop it is the nature of our own thought. So let's break this down. There's a power and a presence that is infinite, all-knowing, that can accomplish and overcome anything, and it's within us. And it responds to the nature of our thought. So that makes you like Superman and Superwoman, doesn't it? There's nothing you can't accomplish. So what's your alibi? What's your alibi? What are you telling yourself that's not allowing you to have that experience? You know it's there. The more you think about it, it's going to be, well, my father did this. My mother wasn't loving enough. My teacher in 5th grade. The average is this, and I just got the average. Does that sound like a person who knows the power that's within them? If you could be invisible, what would you do? Ooh, Elizabeth, I saw that dirty grin on your face. Cody, watch out for her. You see, there's an infinite power. We have gotten to a point where we have settled in our ability to imagine. We have put ourselves in a little box because of our alibi. That person over there, Mark Cuban, he's a billionaire because he's lucky. He was in the right place at the right time. I can't do that. Is that a lie? You're damn right it's a lie. Get more. Where's the spunk in you today? If you see a lie, call a lie a lie. What's the biggest lie? One of the biggest lies out there. There's not enough for everyone, right? There's the 1% and then there's everybody else. Is that a lie? Why is it happening? Why is there 1% and 99%? Because this 1% believes they can be wealthy. The 99% don't. They've not tapped into the infinite power that's within them because there is an infinite universe with enough. Let me tell you this. The government is constantly printing new money. Am I right? That's the new stimulus package. So if it can print more money, you can have it. You can have all of it. You can go to Fort Knox? I don't even know if that exists anymore since we got out of the gold standard. I think they just go to the UPS store and print money there and send it out in boxes. But you can have that if you believe it. So the great lie is there's this 1% and they control everything. They don't control everything. You control your life. And the power is within you. So when we stop giving our power to the idea of a 1%, we become the magnets. We become the attractors. Let's break down another one of these big lies. Relationships are hard. Poppycock. That's what I can say on film. Poppycock. Relationships are what you believe they are. There's no other way to say it. Your relationship with yourself, with your partner, with your parents, whatever it is a belief. It is your interpretation. It's your limiting belief structure going out and bringing it back to you. The only way your relationships will ever change is when we go within ourselves and change our expectation. We change what we want, and then we become what? We become a vibration. Do you see that? When we become an idea, when we embrace an idea and we become that vibration, it's a frequency. And that frequency only attracts back to it that which is like it. So if you're dating, if I'm a guy dating and I got a frequency that bitches are bad, and I carry that frequency, I go out into a bar, guess what? I'm going to get some badass bitches. We're about to get real Jesus anytime now. I can feel it coming on. But if you go out there with an expectation that in my life, my relationships support, they grow me, and they're easy. They're not difficult. When you go out with that vibration, all the badass bitches, they be walking by. And then you'll see this beautiful expression of light that is a vibrational match to you. And you see, if you're not in a relationship, or if you are in a relationship right now, this is real easy. You can change the relationship by becoming the person who expects it to be easy, who expects it to be loving, who expects it to be nurturing, because this is the frequency that you're taking into the relationship. Another lie. As you get old, you can't do what you did when you were young. that your body naturally has to deteriorate, that you have to be on this supplement and that supplement, and you've got to do this, and you've got to do that, and you've got to do that. That's all a lie. If there is an infinite power and presence, wisdom, all-powerful within us, do you think it can keep the body functioning in a natural way? Exactly. Amen, Rachel. It keeps it going. It is our lack of belief in that. We have a belief that as you get old, your body deteriorates. We have a belief as you get old, you can't do what you want to do when you were young. We have those beliefs, but Dottie Gandy doesn't have those beliefs. She's young and vital, and she's just begun her life because she understands the power within her is infinite, all-knowing, and wise. You see, the only way we don't have that power is when we make an excuse. So let's go into this a little even deeper. So we said there's an infinite power and presence that responds to the nature of our thought, and this power and presence can do anything, right? It responds to the nature of our thought, right? So when we're putting out an excuse, when we're putting out an alibi, what is it doing? It's hearing that, am I right? And if we're putting out an excuse and alibi, it's something we've been doing over and over again. It's a natural thing. We've got a natural excuse for everything. And it just comes and it plops on it, and that power and presence within us, it never judges, it just says yes. And bam, we have that experience. Isn't that something? It doesn't judge. So what does that mean? It doesn't understand sarcasm. Doesn't that suck for all of us? Because I can be king of sarcasm. I could go toe-to-toe with Beverly. Toe-to-toe in sarcasm, but I had to stop. Because the law, the power within, does not hear jokes. It does not discern. It takes the thought. It takes the pattern of thought, which becomes our natural expression, and it just creates. So people come up to me and they start talking to me. I got this problem. I got that problem. I said, stop talking about it. The more we talk about an ache, the more we talk about a pain, the more we talk about lack, the more we talk about our power, how bad our relationship is. Here's something. I was reading Joseph Murphy. And Joseph Murphy is this fabulous author that I'm really into right now. He's writing about all the stuff that Ernest Holmes wrote about. He's writing about all the great writers of that time that are writing New Thought stuff. He's right there, and he said this. If you're in a relationship and you have problems in your relationship and you speak those problems to other people and tell your other people those problems, you are condemning your relationship. You're condemning it. If you have a health issue and you speak about your disease to other people over and over and over again, you are assuring yourself to have that health issue deeper. If you are without money, without abundance, and you continue to tell people that I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that, you are assuring yourself of being in a state of lack. Why? Because the power within us only hears what we talk about. It only hears what we believe. You see, the greatest line in the Bible, the single line that means everything, we can live by these words alone. It is done unto us as we believe. It is not done unto us as we sometimes believe, or only in this case believe. It's done to us as we believe everywhere. So you see this power, this presence, we call it the law. It responds to pauper and king, paupette and queen, the same as it does for everything. Because why? It always mirrors back exactly what our thoughts are. It's always mirroring back what our beliefs are. It never does anything other than that. So if you want to know what you believe, look at your life. You see, the great thing about the mirror is that when you've got a mirror and you can see how your life is coming and it may not be the way you want, now you can say, now I know where I can change my beliefs. You see, the mirror allows us to really see where we can re-go, reformat, reframe our thoughts, our words, our actions, and channel ourselves there. And you see, that's the spiritual work. You see, when we look at what the Buddhists do, and I'm really familiar with it after having been a Buddhist monk again for 10 days, you get into stillness. You quiet all of these beliefs, all of this chatter. You get to a place where it starts to finally break down, and it takes time. It takes time for it to break down because it's so deeply wound, and then when it's not breaking down, it's fighting at you. It's just clawing at you, saying, I'm going to take control, and you've got to beat it down. You've got to beat it down. Then finally you get into stillness. And when you're in stillness, you've got the clean slate. The conscious mind at that time is not putting anything new into the subconscious. Now we come over here to the teachings of Jesus. And what we do now is when we're still, we take the new thought and the new idea and we put it through the conscious mind into the subconscious. And we keep feeding it and keep feeding it and we keep feeding it until the nature of our subconscious mind changes. And as it does, you see, as it changes, it demonstrates a new idea. It demonstrates a new way of experiencing. It demonstrates a new us. But you see, the time from getting quiet to demonstration where we're implanting, I used the term impregnating last week, that's where we have faith. You see, faith is an inner knowing of what we are doing is going to work. So if you believe there's an infinite power and presence that can accomplish and do anything within you, you have that belief, and you understand that it responds to the nature of your thoughts, then you see in your life what you desire to have shifted, and then you take the action that you know is going to shift the thought process, the mental attitude that you've got, and in between you have faith. And what does faith mean? You have no doubt. So when you are speaking, from the time you're silent to this time you're demonstrating, there is no doubt, which means there can be no thoughts contrary to what you want. So you can't talk about your ills, your ailments, your poverty, your bad relationships. You can't talk about that. Why? Because the second we do, we dig up the seed. We dig up the seed, we go, oh shit, got to go back for 10 days more silent meditation. Damn. And you don't have to do 10 days of silent meditation to do this. You can just pause in your daily life for 15 minutes. That's why we teach meditation twice a day. 15 to 20 minutes twice a day to calm your mind, to just center yourself, allow your thoughts to go down. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes to let those thoughts sort of slip away. And then once you're there, then we start impregnating the mind with the new ideas. Over and over. And then once we've impregnated those ideas, we nourish them by feeding them other ideas that support and love it. We continue to support by feeding it. You see, that's what we're creating here at Agape. We're creating a vessel, a vehicle, where you can come and know that there will be no judgment. There is no attachment. But right here is a place where you can learn, where you can experiment, and you can be supported. See, that's what we're about. It is not about you coming and looking at the minister and saying, you've got it, you're my power. Hell no, I don't want it. I am not the power. You are. I can't get any more clear than that. The only power and presence in the universe is you. We're here to remind you of that power, and we're here to support you as you step into your power. Agape is like your training wheels, if that's a great analogy. It's your training wheels. Here's one more analogy about how the law works. You ever seen a submarine movie? You see the submarine movies where the captain says to the guy, 30 degrees left rudder. The guy who's steering the submarine immediately steers the boat. He never asks why, where are we going? He responds to the captain, right? The captain, when he gives that command, he is very self-assured that what he's doing is the right direction and the right route for that submarine to go. Is that correct? So the guy that's steering, that's doing the work, he simply listens and obeys. That person steering the boat is your subconscious mind. The conscious mind that you have is the captain. Is the captain of your boat, is the captain of your life giving clear commands to the subconscious mind. And if you are telling lies, if you are telling alibis, you're screwed. You're going to hit mines, or that destroyer above is going to come and get you. It's just going to get you because the law just works that way. You see, freedom is the fact that we can choose a new idea. And when we build a belief around that, we have the freedom to implant that idea. Once that idea is implanted in the subconscious mind just continually recreates it. Once it's been recreated and it's there, we're a prisoner until we decide we want to implant a new idea. We have that ability. You see, right now, I'm going to probably guess that 99.9% of your lives and all lives are on autopilot. Which means as long as you're not thinking a new idea, a new way of being, and you're nurturing it, you're impregnating that, you are a prisoner to the past beliefs that have been planted in your mind by yourself, by your parents, by television, by the media, by everyone that you know that's been implanted there. You are a prisoner to that, except the great news is you are free to choose an idea different and then build upon that. But nothing changes until we accept responsibility for that new idea. Does that make sense? We have to be responsible and we have to nourish it. So if you are looking for a knight in shining white armor or a Princess Leia, or you're looking to marry a billionaire or have 3 billionaire women come and take you away to their luscious lot. Oh, that's my fantasy, excuse me. It's only a fantasy. Ooh, you can't lie to the law, can you? Oh, I better not repeat that too many times. Anyway, I get caught up in my own stuff, don't I, Venus? Until we take it within ourselves and we claim our power back, we're in a loop. We're going to have Groundhog Day over and over and over and over and over again. A lot of people are divorced. A lot of people have exes. A lot of country songs written about them exes. What is it? If you play a country western record backwards, you get back all your dogs, you get back your money, you get back all your possessions in life. We have to take back our power. When we are sitting in oneness, and we're sitting knowing our power, and we're implanting a new thought, I promise you, you will feel powerful. And if you don't feel powerful, you will feel hopeful. And sometimes we have to go to a place of hope before we can realize power. But you see, we as individuals have to take the steps. No one can take the steps for us. If there is an infinite power and presence and wisdom within us, and it can do anything, and it responds to the nature of our thought, is that something not worth stepping into? I see you. I see each of you. And I see that you are that power. You are that presence. And this day, today, is the perfect time to step in and say, I will never play small, for I know who I am. I know who I am. And it is good. It is very good. Let us pray. Simon and Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to walk with you again. The darkness is that clear, infinite, divine presence, that power within. And as I embrace that power within, I walk side by side, hand in hand, arm in arm, embraced in the idea of infinite oneness, where power and wisdom are within me as they are within you. It is in that power and in that wisdom that I have embraced truth. And embracing truth, I release the illusion. I release the alibi. I release the lie. I am the one. I am the unique one. And in that uniqueness, the all could not be complete. And so in that uniqueness, I now breathe, live, and express with an inner knowing that wealth is mine, that health is mine, that loving relationships are mine, that clarity is mine. And in that clarity comes forth my life purpose, my gift, my way of being in the world. And that idea fills my heart, fills my soul, and I am uplifted, and I uplift. And together we go out into the world in a state of gratitude, in a state of peace, in a state of knowing. And in that state, all that has been asked for is brought unto us because we are that vibration. We are that frequency. It has been summoned. It is clear. We accept. We give thanks. We are grateful. It must be. And in one voice, we affirm it together, saying, and so it is. I want to thank you for joining us today. I am so grateful that you took your time to watch or listen to this message. If you found this message beneficial, I would ask you to go to our website. Once there, click on the Contribute button and experience the joy of conscious and purposeful giving. It is through your gifts that we are able to bring this message to the world. I would also ask you to please share this message with anyone you feel might benefit. Again, I want to thank you for joining me and the Agape community as together we bring joy to life.